How's it going, man?
Dude, it's going great, man. I mean, could be better, but
Well, listen, I just want to apologize for absolutely tanking our record this last week for Super Bowl Sunday. Feels bad, man. Feels
yeah. I
bad.
mean, I mean, I kind of went the traditional route and did like player props. You kind of did a bunch of random shit. I would have went undefeated if I didn't fucking go with heads. Like it was heads last year. What are the odds of it being heads 2 years in a row? Wish I would have went with tails. Wish I would have went with my gut. Would have had a perfect Super Bowl parlay lined up. But yeah, I mean, I ended up being above 500. Who would have thought that? I had some fans trash talk me early on in the season, and I end up coming out smelling like a rose, while somebody ended up seven below 500 or so. If I would have played all them picks and put the same amount of money, I would have came out on the plus side. So you'll love to see it.
All right, so earlier today, I kind of went back through everything as far as what we basically did all football season. So I'll kind of go back through that stuff as we go along. This is basically going to be a recap for all of football season. I tallied up basically if we bet $10 on everything. So if we bet $10 on every single one of our locks, $10 on all of our props, that's how I'm basing it. So for the Super Bowl, if we were to bet $10 on everything that we did, guess how much we would have made?
How much?
We would have lost 63 cents.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad. I mean, hey, little chunk change. That ain't bad. Uh, did you did you did you differ my total from yours or any of that?
So this is what you profited off of. Like I said, $10 each bet. You would have if someone would have just played Jesus. If someone would have just played your bets, they would have made $55.92.
Yeah.
If you would have played just my bets, you would have lost $56.55.
Was it Bucker that missed the easy field goal like right from the start? Damn
Yeah,
near.
dude, he freaking doinked it right off the left upright. I was like, it's gonna be one of those games, ain't it?
And then the first touchdown was a 1 yard touchdown, and you had the over 8.5 or some shit.
One of our fans was texting me during the game, and he would just send me a text that would just read, and Logan starts 0 and 1, and then the next one would be, and Logan starts 0 and 2, and just so on.
Damn, what a savage.
You know when I knew it was gonna be a bad game for me?
The coin toss.
Yep, that was the moment. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I wish I would have locked AJ Brown anytime touchdown scorer in. I thought about it, but didn't end up doing it, and he ended up freaking scoring.
I will say that was a hell of a Super Bowl. I thought it was gonna be ugly after the first half, but
The Super Bowl saved my ass.
yeah, it did.
It killed you, but it saved me.
Really, playoffs is what killed me because we started locking in every game. That's where it really. that's that was your idea, but that's what tanked my locks record. So
I had to get desperate.
yeah, and you ended up above 500, but our combined locks end up 82, 87, and 1. Profit wise, like I said, I did my best. I know all those odds probably weren't minus 110. I know some of them were probably like even money or minus 120 or whatever. I know all the games that we picked probably weren't all minus 110. But I did it on us betting $10 each game, and our profit was, you want to take a guess?
Minus $38. I don't freaking know.
Minus 139.
Jesus Christ.
I ended up 40, 46, and 1. You were 42 and 41. I ended up with a profit of minus 106. You ended up with a profit of minus $31.
Damn it.
Yep.
Oh
But
well, I'll take the plus 500. That's all that matters to me is my record.
I was gonna
I
say
don't,
that's pretty impressive, honestly.
I don't care about my earnings.
All right, so going back through what we did for college football, my national champion won plus 450 Georgia. We've talked about that. Ohio State didn't get it done. I thought they were going to, but they didn't.
And I thought I was going to get the correct score.
Yeah, if you would have called that, that would have been the call of all calls for sure. Let's see. Do you remember who you took to win the ACC this year?
Did I take North Carolina State?
You did.
Damn.
Yep.
Who won the ACC?
Clemson. I took Clemson. They were minus 155.
Clemson still ended up winning.
They beat
Notre
Florida
Dame,
State.
yeah, Notre Dame wasn't a conference team.
Big 12, I took Baylor. You took Oklahoma State. Both lost. Big 10, we both
Kansas
took Ohio
State.
State. Lost. Pac-12 was good to us though. Utah plus
Yeah.
250. We hit that. I took Georgia to win the SEC. You took Alabama. You also said you're going to take Texas A&M as well a little bit, but I didn't count that as an actual pick. Georgia ended up winning the SEC. Our props, I hit Illinois over 4.5 wins. You hit Ohio State over 10.5 wins. Our Heisman picks weren't too good.
No, mine was done with before it even started. I went to the first game, went to their first game against Notre Dame, and he got hurt and didn't really play the rest of the year. So
I took Bryce Young. I have no idea why. All right, let's see if you can remember who you took for NFL division winners here. Who did you take to win the NFC West?
the Cardinals,
Yep, that was an L.
terrible pick.
Who'd you have in the North?
Man, I leaned toward the Vikings, but I ended up taking the Packers.
Yeah, I was listening to that earlier today. I was like, oh man, should have took the Vikings.
Yep.
I also had the Packers. I had the Rams in the NFC West. Again, abysmal. I don't think I've ever seen a defending Super Bowl champion look that freaking bad. They were terrible this year. NFC South, we both got the Bucks. That was right. My NFC East pick was the Cowboys.
I got the NFC East right.
You
Come
did. You
on.
took the Eagles at plus.
Yeah.
When the podcast was recorded, you had them. You said you had them at like plus 200 and some.
They ended up being the favorites. The odds got shifted.
Yep, they ended up being plus 130 when we took them on the pod. We both took the Chargers to win the AFC West. That was
We were,
also an L.
we were both high on the Chargers for some reason.
Justin Herbert, man, he really let me down this year. Both had the Bengals win in the North. That was a dub. Both had the Bills win in the East. That was a dub. And for some reason, we both had the Colts win in the South.
For some reason. Like they weren't the best team on paper in that division. Yep, I just got to root for my Ohio State quarterback to turn into my NFL quarterback.
AFC champs, you took the Colts. I took.
Just tries to hurry up and throw that in.
I took the Bills. NFC champs, you took the Cardinals.
Dude, I thought the Cardinals were due. Like I thought they were going to have a breakout year with their roster and the team that they had built. J.J. Watt on the defense, Kyler and DeAndre and Hollywood Brown and Zach Ertz. And they sucked. The Colts were terrible too. Those were two top 5 pick teams.
Yeah,
Don't know what I was thinking. Again, like it was just the coaching and our O line not performing and not a very good scripted year this year.
yeah, they need to give us a better script next year.
Yeah.
I picked the Packers to win the NFC. They didn't make the playoffs. All they had to do was beat the Lions last game of the season at home, and they choked. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know where he's going. I'm hearing the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm hearing he's teaming back up with Devontae.
That'd be pretty sweet. Not good for the Colts, obviously, because they're in the AFC, but whatever. NFL prop bets. You took John. I mean, I went back and listened. I think this is the only thing you took was Jonathan Taylor to win MVP. That was the only prop bet that I heard on that.
That's terrible. Terrible. Well, I had the Colts winning my Super Bowl. I thought JT was going to have a really big fucking year behind that O line that was so hyped up and so well paid and everything, and that just none of that happened. And plus, you get tired of seeing like quarterbacks win it every year. JT did not have a good year at all. So
let's just run through my L's real quick. Justin Herbert to win MVP, L. Justin Herbert to win Offensive Player of the Year, L. Lions total under win 6.5, L. Justin Herbert over 35.5 passing touchdowns, L. Brady over 36.5 passing touchdowns, L. And then I got a couple winners here. Derrick Henry over 12.5 rushing touchdowns, Travis Kelce over 8.5 receiving touchdowns, and Travis Kelce over 91.5 receptions. And then I put together a random pick that you gave it to us for the Colts and the Cowboys game. You didn't lock it in, but it was a good pick. It was Cowboys minus 20.5 was plus 280.
outscored 33-0 in the fourth.
Unbelievable.
Give me the Cowboys minus 20.5.
And then obviously we got all these Super Bowl props from last week. I don't feel like going back over them because it just pisses me off looking at it. So yeah, on the year, we lost $139.63 on $10 bets. Not terrible.
Sorry, folks. Sorry we let you down.
Next football season, we'll do a little better. I feel like,
And we won't pick the Colts as much. At least I'm not going to, because why would I?
all right. Well, that's a recap of this last football season. It was a lot of fun. Other than the Colts sucking, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for you. Ohio State made the playoff. It was fun for me. Illinois actually made a bowl game and looked halfway decent. I thought they were going to play in the Big Ten championship game, for God's sakes.
Yeah, you got to enjoy a little football this year, college wise.
Yeah, it was nice. Like Illinois playing meaningful football at the end of November was pretty cool. It's been a long time since that's happened. So, anything else you want to talk about, like football season? What do you think about Jeff Saturday not being our coach anymore?
Thank God. I mean, I'm sorry, Jeff. Jeff's a great person. You can I follow him on Twitter and whatnot. Most humble guy. Most like he cares a lot about the Colts franchise. But I mean, that O line coaching position just opened up Jeff Saturday. Just saying.
You think he's gonna show up back in the building and take a demotion from a head coach to an offensive line?
Dude, you gotta get your name out there, man. If you care about the franchise that much, you gotta do something. You gotta, I don't know.
Did you watch the entire Super Bowl?
For the most part.
What'd you think of the commercials?
I mean, I haven't thought the commercials have been that great the past few years.
Agreed.
I didn't even see the Brodus Clay one that you were talking about.
Oh yeah, I mean, apparently he's the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Really?
Yeah,
What does that even mean?
you never heard of the NWA?
I mean, the rap group, yeah.
Oh my, Jesus! He calls himself a wrestling fan, folks. Yeah. Also, I love your text during Elimination Chamber. I know no one even knows what wrestling is. I'm sure listening to this podcast, but I want to talk about it. I get a text from you every 2 minutes during the Elimination Chamber about a bunch of wrestlers. I don't even know who the hell they are.
You don't know who Johnny Gargano is?
Not really.
And whatever the fuck the other dude's name was?
Montez Ford? No, I don't think I've
Yeah, that
watched two
guy.
of their matches.
Dude, they had some pretty cool spots. And then Logan Paul was there.
God, wrestling sucks.
No, dude, that Sami Zayn Roman Reigns match was pretty good. Dude, it almost went the way I wanted it to. Jey Uso pulls up and is about to stop Roman, and Sami took him out on accident.
I will give them that. That has been a really good story. I've paid attention to that. That's probably been the
That's
best story that they've told in a long time.
that's the only reason I watched the pay per view was because I was really excited for that match. So I was like, I'm gonna download Peacock. It's only $4.99. I'll take that. That's a bargain of a deal.
Anyways, Super Bowl, what'd you think of the halftime show?
I mean, everybody's basically a conspiracy theorist, I guess. I didn't think it was bad, but
A conspiracy theorist about what?
I don't know. Just everyone saying about how she was having like everyone saying about like they're worshiping the devil and shit like
Oh my
that.
god.
Like that's the shit that goes on Facebook and whatnot. Like Sam Smith at the freaking Grammys, Rihanna at the Super Bowl. Everybody's wearing red to represent Satan, and
Oh my.
the Illuminati's real. Stay woke.
I did not see any of that.
So yeah, there was that, and then you know, I don't know. Me and you were pretty big fans of Rihanna. I appreciated the performance, but
Yeah, I was a fan, before she had a baby or whatever. But not really.
kind of lost my fandom after that.
Yeah, that kind of ended it for me. And then Chris Stapleton, the national anthem. Did you listen to that?
I did. I actually had the hat odds listed, and the mother didn't even wear a hat.
He had hat odds.
Yeah, I didn't know it until Dad told me about it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't. I thought Dad was joking about that, but
No, he pulled it up and everything, or I pulled it up or something,
wow.
and he was like, "No hat."
Dad
So
puts the mortgage on hat.
on beige hat, he's like, he'll probably pull up in beige. That's what he normally does.
I heard like the over under for the length of the national anthem went under by like 2/100ths of a second or something.
No shit. I
Yeah.
figured that it went over as slow as he fucking sang it, but
Nope, it went under by like point
fucking
zero
Vegas,
two.
dude. That's so fucking Vegas. What'd you
Oh,
think about that holding call?
um, this is the thing that I don't like. I was listening to like analysts on TV throughout the week after the game, and they're like, "Well, you can't call that there." And I'm just like, "You have to call what happens on the field. It's not situational. If there's a penalty, there's a penalty. You got to call it." And I thought it was a penalty. I thought he held him.
Now, during the play, I don't know if it was just the angle or whatnot, but he was still by the line of scrimmage, was he not?
Oh, I don't know.
See, I thought so, but I could have just been looking at a different angle or some shit. I don't really know, but I don't know. That's a tough way to end the Super Bowl, but it helped my money line pick. It helped Mahomes win MVP. All Star game's about to come on here.
Yeah, I was hoping to get this hopefully wrapped up before the All Star game starts because I kind of want to watch a little bit of it. Mac McClung winning the slam dunk contest last night.
I didn't even know he was in the NBA.
I don't think he was. I think he was in the G League and they just brought him up for last night.
Oh, because they don't have anybody that can dunk in the NBA.
Yeah, pretty much.
The
I-
dunk contest is just like that's something I haven't been into the last how many ever years. Like I could care less about the dunk contest. I'm more interested in the 3-point contests here lately.
Yeah, I mean the slam dunk contest. I mean it just hasn't been good for a long time, in my opinion. I think they
I
probably
mean, everyone's done all the dunks.
Illinois yesterday played IU at the Hall of Calls, which, not surprisingly, referees had a big impact on that game. Coleman Hawkins dunked it on Trace Jackson Davis, screamed because he was, hyped for dunking, and then they called a technical on him. I cannot stand Big Ten refs. I think what the NCAA needs to do or the Big Ten, I don't know who governs referees or what they do or how they send this ref to the Big Ten or this ref to the SEC. I don't know how they do it. The Big Ten or the NCAA needs to just send all the refs that they have in the Big Ten, somewhere else and bring in a whole new group of referees for the Big Ten. I am so tired of all these Big Ten crews just taking over games. It's ridiculous. I can't stand it. I seriously cannot stand it. Big Ten has the worst refs, and there's a reason that the Big Ten teams play the way that they do throughout the regular season. And then once they get to the postseason, they have to play with refs that are from the SEC and the Pac-12 and the ACC or whatever, and they can't hang because the game is refed totally different, and I hate it. Absolutely hate it.
Another news: Ohio State dropped another one. To Purdue, got absolutely blown out, and I am not looking forward to next Sunday.
I just hope Illinois, they're scaring me a little bit. They got to win 3 of their next 6, or they're not going to make the tournament, I don't think.
You guys are already in the tournament, damn it. You're 17-9. There ain't no way you're not going to make it. I just, I don't even know, dude. Like, Ohio State started out so promising this year. And, I've been missing football season since it ended.
Yeah, Ohio State 11-15, 3-12 in the Big Ten.
Started out 3-0 in the Big Ten, or 2-0. They won their first 2, and then went on a shitter of a run, and then beat. Who was their third win against?
I have no idea.
Iowa? I think they beat Iowa, maybe. I can't remember. If you guys lose to Ohio State, then you guys might as well not even. Yeah, you guys should probably just go ahead and accept the bid for the NIT.
Let's pretend that you're sitting there, and on the other side of the microphone is Chris Holtman. What would you say to him right now?
Go back to Butler. Just yeah, it didn't work out, buddy. You're basically Ohio State's John Gross. Go back to your mid-major and try again.
Is there anything else you got to say? I mean, this, like I said, this was basically going to be a recap episode. We'll start talking about basketball and stuff and baseball.
Daytona 500, Ricky Stenhouse.
Yeah, what a joke that was, man.
Dude, Jimmy was in it up until that last big wreck. He was in the top 12 or whatever. And then, yeah, March Madness just around the corner as well.
So me and you are going to set up a pool. I'm going to do it through CBS Sports. We're going to do a March Madness pool. So anybody listening, if you're interested, get a hold of me, get a hold of Keaton. So you can have 3 entries, and it's going to be $5 each. You can do Cash App, PayPal, or give us actual money. Doesn't matter. How do you usually run yours? You just do winner take all, right? You don't do top 3.
Yeah, I just do winner take all.
All right, we'll do a winner take all pool. I'm gonna get as many people as we can into that. Not really sure how we'll do brackets. I mean, you can fill them out online on cbssports.com. You can either do that or send us pictures of your physical copies or whatever. I'll put them in there. Yeah, I just want to do something fun for the people that listen. I think it'd be fun. I mean, I know I'm gonna win.
Oh, you're not going to win because I'm going to win, especially since Ohio State's not going to be in the tournament and I won't have any biased play. I'm going to just pick with the best of my knowledge. That means IU's getting upset by Ball State in round 1.
You're really high on Ball State, aren't you?
Dude, Ball State's a better team than Ohio State. They've just been playing really well lately. I don't know. If they win, I'm probably going to take them out. I'm probably going to take them out to the Sweet 16 if they get in, but that's going to be my only biased call. That'll be my only biased Sweet 16 pick.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us on this episode of the Drunk Referee Podcast. Make sure you follow us on Buzzsprout, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify at the Drunk Referee Podcast. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Drunk Referee Pod, and make sure you subscribe to us over on YouTube at the Drunk Referee. If you type the Drunk Referee or the Drunk Referee Podcast into the YouTube search bar, you'll find us. And make sure on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, make sure you're giving us 5-star reviews. We need them. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next week on the Drunk Referee Podcast. Peace.
Baseball season's almost back, baby.
now you want to bring up baseball?
See you guys.